Hello guys and welcome back. I hope you're staying safe out there and keeping your head above water in these most challenging times that we're living in. Let's see if we can shed a little bit of light in what's happening around us. Well, first of all, when it comes to sending money around the globe, SWIFT has been the most dominant and crucial player. It has a vast messaging network service that banks and financial institutions use to help facilitate transactions. It's a monopoly membership of more than 11,000 financial institutions in more than 200 countries and territories. Despite its many resources, how innovative has SWIFT been when it comes to technology associated with cross-border payments? Do they have a system that can meet the needs that the people expect in our modern world? Can the SWIFT solution compete with the offerings of Ripple's XRP ledger when it comes to cross-border payments? Let's compare the two of them and see how they have developed over recent years so as to try to ascertain their progress. Will a clear winner emerge to dominate the cross-border payment scene as they both battle to maintain relevance? Let's take a closer look and see what insights we can glean. Now, both SWIFT and Ripple are pro the ISO 222 standard. Both participate in the standard, which is the agreed methodology used by the financial industry to create a consistent messaging standard used for financial communications in business transactions. Now, officially, at this point in time, note what SWIFT says on its website regarding this messaging standard, as opposed to the actual funds transfer part of the equation. In this final paragraph, it says, new ISO 222 messages, compliant with agreed market practice, will be live on SWIFT as of November 2022. By November 2025, the corresponding legacy SWIFT standards empty messages will be decommissioned on the SWIFT platform. The adoption of ISO 222 applies only to payment instructions and reporting messages exchanged bilaterally between financial institutions. And note this last sentence. Other transactions such as corporate payments and cash management, securities post-trade, clearing and settlement, corporate actions, foreign exchange, treasury and trade finance are currently not in scope. So having a messaging standard for funds transfer is great. But what about the actual funds transfer part of the equation? How innovative has SWIFT been there? On SWIFT's website, they also talk about SWIFT GPI, which is dubbed as the new norm in cross-border payments. Notice what they say about their innovation. It says, by embracing SWIFT GPI, the new standard in global payments, financial institutions are now sending and receiving funds quickly and securely to anyone, anywhere in the world, with full transparency over where a payment is at any given moment. SWIFT GPI dramatically improves cross-border payments across the corresponding banking network, and not least for corporates for whom speed, certainty, and a smooth international payments experience is an absolute must. By hearing that, you may assume that SWIFT is at the cutting edge of technology, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But notice what Ripple have stated about SWIFT GPI back as far as 2017. We'll start there and we'll move to the present time frame to get a better idea as to what's going on with SWIFT GPI in comparison to Ripple's XRP ledger technology. In this article from Ripple, it states, when SWIFT first announced its Global Payments Initiative, or SWIFT GPI, Ripple took the opportunity to highlight the ways SWIFT has failed to innovate and how proposed changes to their messaging system do not meet the growing demands for global payments. The banking world took notice, powering Ripple's momentum as we move beyond experimentation with distributed ledger technology and into commercial production with leading banks. With its most recent announcement, SWIFT has taken notice as well and expressed interest in exploring the use of distributed ledger technology as part of a proof of concept within the GPI initiative. At Ripple, we applaud this new development as it further validates what our customers have been telling us. They need a way to make cross-border payments truly efficient and open new doors. Yet the devil is in the details. In a recent interview with CoinDesk, Swift head of banking markets, Wim Raymakers, assured the banking world that Swift is already solving its customers' problems using more traditional existing technology, while also insisting that the reason Swift is testing distributed ledgers is to reduce a significant portion of the cost of making cross-border payments. If this contradiction seems confusing, that's because it is. While the details of their plans are limited, here is what we have gleaned thus far. Using Swift's proof-of-concept stage distributed ledger technology, banks will maintain their Nostro accounts as they do today. The only difference is these account balances will be reflected in real time on the distributed ledger, marginally improving the painful reconciliation effort banks face today. Much like the rest of GPI, this solution iterates minutely on what Swift does today. In essence, it's a private Swift blockchain that will track Nostro balances and cut out the necessity for constant reconciliation efforts. In our view, it doesn't solve the real problems that banks face today. How is that so? Well, it's largely answered in this article on Hacker Noon, entitled Ripple is orders of magnitude better than Swift GPI and correspondent banking protocols, and it's dated January 2021. And a big shout out to Panos Mekras, who's the founder of Digital Gen Financial Services, for this very insightful article. He says here, there isn't any complete global payment network. There is no interoperability, and you can't move money and value efficiently with the current outdated systems. He says no money is ever moved with the current system. Just account entries in correspondent banks' records get adjusted. We have Swift, which is actually owned by the biggest banks in the world, and it offers a messaging service. He later goes on to say that Swift has created an improved messaging system called Swift GPI, which, as they claim, it improves the speed, security, and transparency of payments. They say that about 50% of Swift GPI payments are credited to end beneficiaries within 30 minutes. That's right, credited, which means that the actual settlement of funds is still done much later. He says it often takes 3 to 5 days on average, so it can't keep up with the payment, and this results to trapping liquidity. He talks about the whole process being very painful. He goes, what does this mean? Well, it says Swift GPI is simply a better horse, and when you know that a Ferrari already exists, what will you choose? This is where it starts to get interesting. The question is asked, who is the Ferrari? Well, it says a company called Ripple that wants to change this outdated and broken system that favours only a few big players. Ripple is building the Internet of Value where everyone moves value as easy as sharing data on your mobile phone. A way to move money instantly, inexpensively, and securely. David Schwartz has said that rapid payments create rapid settlement, and with the current system, rapid settlement is not possible. That's why XRP exists, as it is a rapid settlement tool. He says xCurrent had to be created because the current payment technology isn't good enough to get the benefits of XRP. xCurrent compares with Swift GPI, as they are both messaging systems, and while xCurrent solves all the problems of Swift, eliminating inefficiencies with no error rates, better transparency, bidirectional messaging, payment settlement in seconds, it still doesn't solve the pre-funded liquidity problem. He goes on to say that XRP as a bridge currency can eliminate the need of Nostro-Vostro accounts, as well as the need of the many correspondent and intermediary banks, and release the large funds that cost too much and are trapped worldwide, which are estimated to be around $10 trillion. He says this means that these trillions of dollars are trapped in multiple currencies, and their only use is to be used for global payments, while they could be used productively to benefit the economies and solve problems. He says, with XRP, banks only have to hold their domestic currency and maintain one account with XRP, which minimizes the number of intermediaries involved and their markups on spreads. Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution uniquely uses XRP to offer on-demand liquidity. Taken together, Ripple and XRP can save money, time, and enable instant settlement with real value transfer. Here is a chart that looks at the payment journey from sender to recipient in the current system. You can see here where all the fees in red can be taken along this journey, along with the error-prone pain points. It is this inefficient system that Ripple, along with its XRP token, is aiming to disrupt. Now here is an interesting point. If Ripple's solution is so good, then some people might say that Swift can partner with Ripple, but that would change the status quo and threaten the corresponding banking system and the big banks that make too much money out of it. They will either adapt or lose a big market share. Don't forget that the head of GPI has said that the goal for Swift isn't to settle in real time, but rather to create certainty for businesses. A certainty with delays, many fees, opacity, and vulnerabilities. As Brad Garlinghouse has said, pointing to Citi, HSBC, and Chase at the top of Swift, they are making a lot of money from other banks. We talk to banks and 99.9% of them want Ripple to be successful because they're sick of paying these guys. Making a head-to-head comparison of how a payment through RippleNet and Swift's corresponding banking is processed might make you feel disgusted about Swift. At the Bank of International Settlements website, it makes a statement with regard to Swift GPI, and it's on an article that is dated February 2022, and it had this to say: the speed of cross-border payments on Swift Global Payment Innovation is generally high, with a median processing time of less than 2 hours. However, payment speeds vary markedly across end-to-end payment routes, from a median of less than 5 minutes on the fastest routes to more than 2 days on several of the slowest routes. So we can see here that Swift GPI is still well and truly behind the 8 ball. So what progress is Ripple making during this time? Well, notice how they are growing from strength to strength, as demonstrated in this brief clip.
It's no longer an idea or something on the horizon. It's here, a reality today, crypto. And it's already a part of how businesses and people trade, move, and manage value. In 2021, established financial institutions such as PayPal, Square, Visa, and MasterCard built out crypto-based products and services. This type of institutional enthusiasm indicates that crypto is here to stay. Today, enterprises are looking to diversify asset holdings, to offer crypto trading services to end customers, to pay employees in crypto, and to accept crypto as a form of payment. To support these activities, institutions need access to crypto liquidity. Coming in 2022 and beyond, at Ripple, we're building Liquidity Hub. Once launched, Ripple's Liquidity Hub platform will enable companies to seamlessly access crypto from a variety of venues. The product will support a turnkey integration and allow companies to offer their end customers the ability to buy, sell, and hold crypto. Enterprises will be able to maintain separate accounts via Ripple's custody solution and monitor and analyze transactions through a comprehensive dashboard. But that will be just the beginning for Liquidity Hub. As a leading liquidity platform, it will enable many additional enterprise applications for crypto and serve as a cost-effective way to source a variety of new and cutting-edge crypto assets. Join us for this exciting journey as we explore new horizons and applications of crypto.
In doing cross-border payments, nobody will choose to pay added transaction fees over and above the currency exchange rate fee if another option was available. Fortunately, that option is available, and many companies are getting on board to provide that kind of service for their customers with the added benefit of instant payments. It seems that Swift, despite their best efforts, is not able to compete with the service that Ripple provides through its XRP Ledger solution. Ripple not only provides a messaging service, but also an all-in-one cost-effective payment solution that will not go away. Another point worth considering is that a number of countries have gotten tired of how Swift has been weaponized against them through sanctions, causing growing angst between them and forcing these countries to look elsewhere for alternative payment systems. The XRP Ledger, on the other hand, is a decentralized public blockchain that is currency agnostic. The option is available to various organizations around the globe to even run their own node on the network to be part of its decentralized nature. This can foster international cooperation and inclusiveness in a world of centralized authoritarian interest groups, a great advertising plus for the Ripple solution. It seems that our digital first world is no longer our future, but a growing part of our current reality.